Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Okay, whenever you're watching this video, I hope you had or are having a fantastic day. So in science, we have been talking about the sun. We've been talking about the moon, okay, the different phases of the moon. And now we are going to move on to stars. Now, we know from the beginning of this unit that basically stars are a big sun, okay? Well, when you look up into that sky, sometimes we see something called constellations. Can everyone say constellations? Wow, you're really good at that. Great job. So, constellations are going to be groups of stars that sometimes they make pictures of something, right? And one of the most famous constellations of all time is the Big Dipper. Okay, and really exciting, you can actually see the Big Dipper here in New York on Long Island. Okay, so we're gonna learn a little bit about the Big Dipper. All right, all set? I hear you saying, you bet. I like to go outside at night. Everything is still and dark. At night, I can see the stars. Now, little bit about that. Right? So basically, the more light there is outside, let's say, for example, busy cities, busy shopping centers, right? Like the Islandia Shopping Center, you're not going to see as many stars because there's a lot of lights. But anywhere where there's not a lot of lights at night, you'll be able to see stars. So for example, this summer, okay, Matt and I walked to a part of Fire Island, okay, from Robert Moses, and we walked back at night and there were no lights, okay? There were no street lights, there were no cars, there was nothing. It was just a really, really dark street, okay? And the only light we had was from our cell phones. When we looked up into the sky, we were able to see the Big Dipper. We were able to see Orion's Belt. We were able to see all of these different constellations because there was no light, okay? So again, if you get a little discouraged, just remember the less light there is, the better chance you have to see constellations. Some nights the stars are very bright. They look close too. It seems like I can almost touch them. I know I cannot. They are far away. Okay, all of those stars are extremely far away. Okay, our spaceships haven't even gotten there yet. My father and I look at the stars. We look at them in the summer and in the winter. They are not always the same. In summer, these are some of the stars I see. Okay, so again, based on where the Earth is, okay, in its rotation, that's going to be kind of where you see the different stars. Let's keep going. In winter, I see stars, but there are some stars that I can see both in summer and in winter. I can see the Big Dipper almost every night if the sky is clear. Okay, so the Big Dipper is going to be one. Again, it is probably the most famous of all the constellations, and it's going to be one that you can see regardless of the seasons. Long ago, people drank water from dippers. The dipper in the sky looked like a water dipper. It has a bent handle and it has a bowl. There are 3 stars in the handle of the dipper. There are 4 stars in the bowl. Okay, so we can kind of see it if I go really close. Okay, and we kind of see an illustration here of someone using a dipper, basically like a spoon. Okay, we see the handle and then we see the 4 stars. I use a compass, which is directions, okay, north, south, east, west, to help me find the dipper. A compass points to the north. I hold a compass in my hands. Then I look in the direction that the compass needle points. I can see the Big Dipper in summer and winter. On summer nights, the Big Dipper looks like this. Okay, and again, we see the handle and the 4 stars. On winter nights, it looks like this. Okay, so in the summer, it kind of looks down. Winter, it looks up. On fall nights, the dipper looks like this. It's low in the sky. Sometimes it's so low, you will only be able to see parts of it. Okay, and in this picture, we kind of see, you can only see the handle. So right now, it is fall time. If you went to look for the Big Dipper, you may not have such a good chance, but the winter's coming. So you may be able to see it then. There are names of the 7 stars in the Big Dipper. The 2 stars at the end of the bowl are called the pointer stars. They point to Polaris, the North Star. When you look at the Big Dipper in the sky, imagine a dotted line going from one star at the end of the bowl to another one. Imagine the dotted line goes all the way to the North Star. Okay, and we've all heard of the North Star, and you can kind of see here's the Dipper, and it's going straight towards that North Star. The North Star is a very important star. Sailors and other travelers used it to help them find their way. When they sail towards it, they're going north. When they sail away from it, they're going south. To go west, sailors keep the North Star to the right of them, and to go east, they keep the North Star to the left of them. Okay? And guys, I know that you can't imagine this life. I can't really imagine this life. But there was a time when there was no cell phones, no internet, no Google, none of it, okay? No phones. And these sailors had to use the stars in order to tell direction, okay? So the North Star was so important to people when they were sailing back 1500s, 1600s, 1400s, okay? Because they had no other way to tell where they were going other than the stars. There is also a Little Dipper. The North Star is the first star in the handle of the Little Dipper. The Little Dipper has 7 stars too. Whenever I see the Big Dipper, I can find the Little Dipper, okay? So again, you're gonna have the Big Dipper, Little Dipper, and the North Star, okay, is part of the handle. It's the first star in the handle of the Little Dipper. When the sky is clear and dark, go outside and look for the dippers. Look to the north. There you will see the Big Dipper. Look to then you will see the Big Dipper, the North Star, and the Little Dipper. Long ago, people imagined the Big Dipper was a part of a big bear. They called it Ursa Major. Ursa means bear, and Major means big. They imagined that the handle of the Dipper was the tail of the bear. 3 pairs of stars and the paws of the bear. A bright star was his nose. Okay, so this is Ursa Major. Okay, and we kind of see the Big Dipper is a part of it. We see it right there, right? Now, again, there was no Google, no cell phones, no tablets, no nothing. Okay, so all these people were kind of just saying like, hey, looks like a spoon to me. Let's call it the Big Dipper. Hey, it looks like a bear. Let's call it Ursa Major. Okay, because they were looking up into the sky and seeing different objects. Sometimes I think I can see the tail of the bear. I make believe that I can see his head, the nose, and the 4 feet. And that's also, this book's not going to tell you this, but basically based on where the people lived is how we get these different names, okay? We know that different countries speak different languages. So in Greece, they spoke Greek, okay? They might have called the Big Dipper something that maybe someone in Spain did, okay? Based on language. People of long ago thought that the Little Dipper was part of a little bear. Since minor means little, they called it Ursa Minor, little bear. I try hard to imagine that I can see the little bear, but I cannot. Maybe you can. Okay? And I kind of see, if I turn it upside down, I can kind of see a little bear. To me, it almost looks more like a cat. Okay, so again, these names kind of came based on what the people at the time saw. Sometimes you might disagree with them. Some nights when it's still dark, take a friend outside. Show them how to find the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, and the North Star. See if he can imagine that he sees the big bear. Maybe he'll even be able to see the little bear. All right, guys. So great job on that story with me today in Google Classroom. I can't wait to see your responses today. Keep working hard on constellations, the moon, and everything. I bet your parents are going to be so impressed that you know so much about the solar system and stars and the moon. Can't wait to see your responses. If you need any help, let me know. Bye, guys.